my last moment happened yesterday, actually. I'm sure Miranda has no clue what I'm talking about.
I do.
Whatever. But it's the World Cup finale. It was the best one of all time, as everyone is saying. So basically the whole story is that Lionel Messi needs to cement himself as the greatest soccer player of all time. Argentina hasn't won a World Cup since 1986. This is his last World Cup. This is the moment that he has to step up and essentially take his crown. So, long story short, he scores 2 goals. They go up 2-0. But by the end, it's 3-3. They're going to penalty kicks. So them and France essentially end up going back and forth. France ends up missing 2 penalty kicks. Argentina ends up scoring 4. Messi scores 1 of those. And it's just this insane moment where, somebody, I guess, takes their rightful place at the top of the mountain and gets what he's been working for his entire life, what he's always been waiting for. And this first World Cup after COVID, obviously, is an awesome moment for the entire world to have. I think a lot of people, including myself, love the World Cup just because it brings so many different countries and people who love soccer together every 4 years. So it was a really cool moment to see him win that, and the whole world was watching. So you don't get stories like that ever. This is one of those few things you get in a lifetime. So it was really cool to see.
I feel like that's a justified top moment.
Miranda didn't watch a second of the World Cup, but I usually bow out after the United States is gone because I just get mad that we're not in it anymore. But the United States had a pretty good World Cup run. They got out of the group stages. They're a super young team. We host in 2026, along with Canada and Mexico, a bunch of cities. So those players will all be in their prime. So I'm excited to see what we're able to do when the World Cup is here. So I hope to get to a game with fans of the home team. So we'll see.
No,
we're going places.
I think I'll pay attention in 2026. But I love, and the only player really that I've ever cared about in soccer is Lionel Messi, or the ones that I know in international soccer, or like Cristiano Ronaldo. That's literally it. I don't pay attention to soccer. I never have. It's just not for me. And I think it's fine. I think it's cool. Like, it's awesome. Like, you do you. But I think that, like you said, that's like a once in a lifetime story and sports moment that we'll probably never see again.
No, probably not. I'm just sad you don't like international soccer, but it's fine.
I just don't like. I don't know. And I told Kelsey, I wasn't watching the World Cup this year because it was in Qatar, and that's just a whole nother story. Yeah. Honestly, when it was announced, and I was like, okay, and then all the stories came out about building the stadiums and the workers and all of that, I was like, this is not it. Which, I mean, that happens with the Olympics too. But I was just I'm not a fan. And I think I wasn't watching soccer in the first place. And the fact that the World Cup was in Qatar only further pushed me to not watch. Because of everything that came out about what was going on. And I think because it's in North America, and hopefully in places that already have the stadiums and we've learned our lesson, I'll be more inclined to pay attention. I also, and I just, again, historically have never cared about the U.S. men's soccer team, because for a majority of our our adult life, they've been ass. And I've paid more attention to women's soccer. And that's pretty much that.
Yeah, I mean, the whole Qatar thing and the fact that it got moved to December because Qatar is so hot. I didn't love that. It's weird when the World Cup's not in the summer. So I hope they don't go back there. I don't think they will. I think there are enough problems where they won't. But I'm excited for the women's next year. Obviously, we're very used to our women being dominant. So I'm sure that'll be on our 2023 list. Hopefully us winning. If not, I'll be very sad. But
yeah. And I will be paying attention to that one.
I think in 2026, that's the year the men's team has to put on a really good performance because, I mean, it's going to be the most pivotal year for soccer, the growth of soccer in the United States moving forward. So, I mean, the future of the sport in this country essentially rests on what happens in 2026. Because if we come out and just suck, that's bad.
No pressure.
No pressure or anything, but put the ball in the net, bro.
Yeah, I think it'll be interesting. And I think it'll be cool regardless because, and again, this is solely my bias coming in, but it'll be stadiums that, like, we've seen before. Like, it'll just be cool because, like, oh, they're playing in LA or whatever.
Yeah, I forget all the cities.
I'm sure LA is one.
I'm sure. Philly, Chicago, I think Kansas City, Boston, New York.
Oh, let's go to Boston.
Okay.
Or New York.
Cool.
I'm down.
Whatever works.
Either of
See what
those.
happens.
And that would be cool. And this is like totally off topic, but even for the Olympics to cover and get fan stories, because it's like, I can appreciate like from the Olympics and the World Cup that it's an even bigger fandom because it's like also your nationality.
Right. There's a different layer to it.
Yeah.
Like, you're not just going to be like, oh, I am a team of this, like, you're born here, so you're probably a fan of the United States. And we all are. So no one's like arguing within our country, at least, about who to root for. So it's different. Yeah, exactly.
And I think I like those. I do enjoy those major sporting events because I feel like it unites our country for a few hours each day.
Something needs to, right?
Yeah, exactly. But again, I do think that's a top sports moment for 2022. And like you said, something we'll never see again. So like core memory.